Hello, hello, my friends. I am so sorry that I'm late tonight. I was on my way in, sat down, and my mom called. So I'm the caregiver for my mom, in case you haven't heard me say that before. And she slipped off of her chair. She's perfectly fine, she's okay, but she can't get herself back up. So it required a little bit of getting her back settled in, getting her Tylenol, and she's all set. And she was so upset because she knew I was supposed to go live and kept saying, I'm so sorry. It's like, we're okay. We'll do it later. It's all right. Don't worry. So, mom is good. I'm back. And now I can tell you all the things that I was so excited about. Morty just ate something. I don't know what it was. Mort, what was that? No, we don't eat that, baby. No, we don't chew that. Goodness, it just sounded bad. Okay. Whew. Crazies all night long here. All right, everybody. So, I should have brought my tea with me. A couple things I've been wanting to tell you, and I'm going to talk for a minute, hoping people will find us, that it'll pop up at a weird time, not when you expect it. I discovered something, and I feel like, hey Jeanette, I feel like I'm describing it as Liza in My Fair Lady. But George, I think I got it. I didn't realize what I didn't know. So here's the short version. I've been working on my scrapbooking system, I guess, which takes the photo mats, combines them with a sketch, puts them together, and I have them as an SVG. And okay, it helps, and it helps some people, but what I figured out today, because I was searching for something and I realized that I bet a lot of you are like me. When you see a project, you want to just make the project. You don't want to have to go figure out, well, what paper did she use? And I wonder what size this is, and where did she get that layout? And it's more than just the photo mats. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. One of my other hobbies is I'm a collector. I'm not a user. I'm a collector of crochet patterns. I have this and kits. I have this grand idea that I'm going to crochet something, and I gather the pattern, and then I can't find the yarn that the person suggested, or I can't find the right, and I just never do it. That's exactly what was happening with the simple SVGs, my friends. I had so many people tell me they collected them. So I dove deep into Cricut projects, figuring out how can I make those easy peasy. Because one of my arguments with the projects that many of us see in Design Space is they don't cut really well. They take lots of paper, they're not designed, there's lots of other ways you could do it way easier. Well, I made sure that mine would be super easy. So, I have a free one for you tonight, and I will post the link later. But let's go into Design Space so I can show it to you, and then we're going to do it. So in Design Space, when you click on the link that I will post below here when we're finished, you will see this. And this is going to help you make this layout. But what's different about this than simples that we used to work with, a simple back in the day was this. This is what you cut. And then you had to figure out, well, where does it go and what do I do and how do I get it to look like the layout that she showed us? Well, now you don't have to worry, because Design Space is going to step by step take you through. I have set the mat colors to match the colors in the actual layout that you see. So come in here, and you're going to say, all you need to say is make it. Now you can mess with it if you want, but I suggest that you go at least through the make it screen and look at what Cricut wants to do. All right, so click on make it. Here's your list of all the things that you need. When I talk, I'm back again. When I talk about having success cutting a layout, there's a few things that I take as givens. The first given is that you are using a sticky light blue mat. Now there is going to be a debate, I am sure, if I put this out into the real world, but there's going to be some that tell you, oh no, I always use the green. I'm telling you, Cricut designed this light blue to be for paper crafters. It has just the right amount of stick to hold your paper so it doesn't wiggle, but not so much stick that it will rip when you go to take it off. The green, which is the next mat in stickiness, is perfect for vinyl and heat transfer. I'm a paper crafter. I only use blue mats. That's the first thing. Number 2, make sure you have a new and sharp blade. If you've been cutting and you've done a lot of projects and suddenly the settings that you were using before aren't working very well, thanks Tammy. If you've been cutting the same paper all the time and it always works on medium cardstock and suddenly it's not cutting through, well, it's not that you changed anything, it's just that your blade gets worn down. Get a new blade. But when you buy the blade, make sure, and again, I'll put links below to show you exactly what I mean. You want the premium blade. You can buy a pack of like 4 that's really inexpensive. Those will dull in like 3 cuttings. Get the premium blade. It will last. It's worth it. I have a blade that I've had in here, months, and it's just now starting to be an issue. So the premium blade, so we're going to go blue matte, good sharp premium blade, and then the next is a quality cardstock. And I also, hey Kathy, sorry I'm late, I also suggest that you pick a cardstock that you love, close to my heart, and you stay with that cardstock close to my heart because, hey Marianne, because you will know what to put your settings on. If you don't know, and it's a cardstock that came, or a piece of paper that came out of a Michael's sale or a Joann's sale, and you have no idea how it's going to cut, the frustration level can grow exponentially depending on the paper. I honestly only use close to my heart because I love it. It's the reason that I joined them. It's also the reason that many of my VIP customers joined, because we've tried the rest and we love the best. It really makes a difference. I'm not going to mention any others that I don't like, except that I'm going to tell you, you get what you pay for. Okay? All right. So those are the three things. There's one more thing in the settings, and I'm going to show you that when we get to Design Space. So, whoops, sorry. We're going to go to Make It, right? I've got my blue mat, my blade's in great shape, and I've got my cardstock because I just looked at that list and it told me what I needed. Pick the mat and say continue. And the first thing that comes up, hey Cassie, the first thing that comes up looks really different. And you wonder, what is that? Pop over here and look. Design Space is telling you this is a print, then cut. Okay, back to me. So what does that mean? That means that you are going to send this to whatever printer is connected to your computer. You're not printing with your Cricut. There's nothing in Cricut that prints. So it's your printer, whatever you have for a printer. Now, if for some reason you don't have a printer, you can skip over this. You just won't get these 2 cool images. You won't get those. You'll have to do something else. You can still do it, but you won't get them. Now, I'll talk about customizing in a minute. But the first thing is print then cut. So what happens? I like to use cardstock, and my printer, which is an HP 3755. It's not an expensive printer. I grabbed it on HSN some time ago. It's not expensive. It was under $100. So it's not some super colossal thing, but it will cut white cardstock. Walmart has great packs of 8.5 by 11 cardstock that work really well for this. They're not expensive. You can buy a pack of, again, I'll put the links for you. This is what it looked like. So this goes in here. I send it to my printer. It comes back looking like this, right? I take this and I load it on my blue mat. These are going to fall out again, but I load it on my blue mat just the way you see it in the picture, in that left-hand corner. Load it into the Cricut, either the Maker or Explore, any member of the Explore family or the Maker family. Cricut's going to look at it. These lines here help the machine line up where your image is to cut. So it looks at it. It's kind of fun to watch it. It looks at it. Again, you don't have to do anything. You have to load the mat and say cut. So I'm going to come over here, assume I've printed it. It wants to send it to the printer. See it? I'm going to tell it I've already printed because I have. Yes, the Walmart 8.5 by 11 cardstock is awesome, Kathy. It really is. I've already printed. So now I have to tell it what did I print it on. I generally use medium cardstock. That seems to work for me when I'm using close to my heart cardstock. I click on that. If you find that it's not cutting through on a medium cardstock, you can increase the pressure right here and say a little more or a little less. Now, Tammy, you were having trouble with it tearing on a different layout. If your paper is tearing, I would suggest a little bit less. And it might just be your machine is a little different. Every machine is a little different. The other thing that makes a difference is the humidity and your paper. If it's super humid, which I think it's humid everywhere right now, things don't always cut as well as they did or do in the winter. So if you're in a place where your materials are not either in a dehumidified or air-conditioned location, or you're outside, or your craft room is hot and sweaty, you might have to tweak your settings a little. I suggest that you do some testing if you're struggling with these files. All of my files have been tested. I have cut everything at least once before I open it up to you. No promises, but I try really hard to make sure that it will cut okay without an issue. If you're having an issue, send me a private message and we'll see if we can't troubleshoot what's going on. All right? So generally, I leave it at the default. I'm going to load my mat, and then down here you have the option to go faster. Again, if it's tearing, don't go faster. Just slow it down a little. Think about a car on a windy road. If you go slow, it won't spin out in the corners. If you're speeding around the corners, you're likely to spin out. Same thing happens with a Cricut. Okay, go ahead and cut that. Then the next one is a load of the white mat. This one's going to cut the white layer. It's going to cut, I'm going to bring you to show you. It's going to cut this one, right? Then next is the black, and the black looks kind of wonky. It's got all these extra things. I kind of call this the puzzle piece layer. It tells you where to put things. Then you've got an avocado layer. This is using avocado cardstock from Close to My Heart. And then last but not least is the pink, and I should know its name and I don't. But it's, the pink is going to cut your journaling space. And it also cuts this. Now, those of you that have been part of the simple SVGs are used to using things like this. These are templates that I make sure match the photo mats that I have in all my SVGs. I've also tried to make this so that you can create this strictly in Design Space. You don't need to go order the templates. If you have them, you're good to go. If you don't have them, then you're going to want to cut this, and I'm going to show you how you can use it. It's not as cool as a template. We love the acrylic templates. I'm having a hard time getting them from my supplier, so I've decided to do these, and I will show you, and it's seriously not hard. It's really easy. Okay, everything's cut out. Let's put this together. Let me move all these babies over here. Move you. I'm going to put just a simple 12 by 12 white cardstock as my base. Lots of choices, lots of options with that. You can pick what you like. If you are someone who wants to make what I'm making, that's what I did. And I'm going to bring you back into Design Space, just a sec, so that you can see how to assemble this. So back in Design Space, you can take a peek at it. So the bottom layer isn't on there. Because Cricut doesn't cut a 12 by 12, right? Well, I don't need to do anything with it. I just need to have it there so I can see it. So this is the bottom layer. Next is the avocado layer, which is going to go right in the middle. Now, if the middle is going to give you a headache, you can grab your Versamat and you can line this up so that you get a sense of where the middle is. And you're going to want 1.5 inches from the bottom, 1.5 inches from the top, and 1 inch from each side. Okay? Now, I am not going to come and make sure it's perfectly balanced, so if you aren't going to be up late tonight, just put this baby down wherever you want. There's no magic. Okay? Get her on down. So there's that. Next is the puzzle layer. And I call it that because it kind of works as a guide for everything. It's also a shadow layer, which is kind of cool. And I want that to be, I want a little bit to show. Let me look at the picture. No, I have it centered. In the center, so these pieces are even. Make sure you don't go off the top. Right? And then you're going to put your adhesive and stick this down. That was crooked. Make sure it's straight. And this. Okay, so now my puzzle piece is down. Now I'm ready to start building on it. So here go my photos. This is what my photos are going to sit on. I'm going to glue that down. This gives me 3 photos on this layout. A 4x6 and 2 3x4s. Okay. Now, this summer title that we made into a print then cut is super simple, but I could foof it up if I wanted. I could add some shimmer to it. I could put a little bit of liquid glass on it and make this a little shinier if I liked. I could spritz it. I could add some embellishments, some cute little flowers or some summer embellishments. Lots of things I can add, but honestly, you don't have to. So, put this down. The whole purpose of this is to make a really satisfying layout without a lot of fuss. But it doesn't mean that you can't do more. I like to think of this as a muffin mix, a blueberry muffin mix. You got all the parts that you need. You just add your paper or egg and your adhesive or milk, right? That's all you have to add to get really cool blueberry muffins. But you could put some bananas in it. You could put some nuts in it. You could sprinkle some brown sugar on it. lots of things you can do, but you don't have to. So when I create one of these, I want them to be something that you can copy exactly and be super happy with. So the last piece is this and my journaling, all right? This little watermelon journal. And this, I'm gonna add some foam dots to the back of this one, ever so slightly to give it a little bit. This project in Design Space is free. Some of them will be free, some of them won't. Whoops, I'm going to wait and do my pictures first. Hold on. I'll put you over here for a minute. So this photo is going to go right here in the 4x6, nothing needed. And you'll see that it just pops right on there. Fits really well. Oops, sorry. Okay. Now my 3x4s. So I could guess. I could get my trimmer. I could try to, whoops. No, I'm trying to get rid of the double pages so that you can see it better. Come on, you can do it. Okay, good. So I could put this, and I could try and guess with the trimmer, but what happens is I don't always know exactly what I'm getting. So if I take this and put it down, well, now I can see what I'm going to get. And if I put this like this, I can tell that Dad's helping. Or I can bring this down and then you're not really distracted by the string. I got the shadow in it. Either way, decide what you like. I'm going to go with Dad helping like so. Now, here's the trick. I have been using this super, super sharp, you know those mechanical pencils, they come in a pack from the dollar store? These work great. But let me show you two options. So here's that. You got to hold the picture and the thing, and you're going to just draw with this sharp pencil right across here. I can't do it that way, so I have to go this way. All right? And just draw with your pencil. And I don't need to worry about the sides. And just draw with my pencil here. Now, the line is going to be super faint. You're going to have a hard time seeing it. Can you see it? There it is. If that's going to make you crazy and you're not going to be able to see it, grab yourself a Sharpie and you're going to do it with the Sharpie. And you can, because you're going to cut it off. So grab yourself a Sharpie, draw a line, draw a line, try and do it straight, don't do it crooked. If you do it crooked, slide her down, it'll be okay, and do it straight, okay? Now, take your scissors. Now, if the scissor is not your friend, take your trimmer. I'm going to show you with the scissor and the trimmer. Right along there with a long bladed snip. Right along here with a long bladed snip, and you are good to go. And then that is going to pop right there. Right? Okay, so let's bring in the trimmer on the next one. Same thing. I'm going to do this one. And I'm going to not, yeah, I have to do both. I have to do the top and the bottom. So there's that. I'm laughing at myself because I did not have any trouble doing this when I wasn't doing it live. Now I'm all freaked out that I can't do it straight. And I can't draw a straight line to save my soul. There, much better. Breathe, take your time. So now I've got my lines, right? Now if I don't like the whole idea of the scissors, that's like, oh no, that's not gonna work. I can't cut a straight line. Okay, bring your trimmer in. Line this right up with the line. and trim away. If you didn't get it all the way, trim away. Now I could have been worried about 1/4 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch and 1/2 an inch, and I don't want to do that. So I would much prefer to do this. All right. So it's up to you which you like better, the trimmer or the scissor. Let's get all this out of the way now. And I'm going to put my photos down. Right here. Right? And then this piece that I have all ready to go is going to go right here. And then my journaling is going to go right here. And this is Maine, beach, August 2021, Grace, and Lucy. So I didn't have to write a lot, just enough, right? Adhesive, layout complete. Easy peasy, and it looks really cool. So Cricut does the cutting, Cricut does the measuring, Cricut does all the work. All you have to do is add your photos, right? I didn't have to worry about anything else. The reason I tell you that Close to My Heart makes these so simple is the colors and the coordination. So there's this one. I want to show you one more that is in the tutorial. Doesn't need me anymore. I put everything in the tutorial, so you don't need me. And this is going to give you 3 2-page layouts. I think it's 7 or 8 pages is the tutorial. It gives you all the colors, everything that you need. It gives you a full list of what you need to buy in order to do it. This is using the beach, Day at the Beach sticker sheet and paper pack. Oh, I want to talk about that too. I have a lot to share with you. I'm super excited. We'll talk about that another day because I'm getting long. But I just want to give you a peek. So here's one. Let me get page 2 of this before I bring the camera in. Okay. Okay, so there's 1 and 2. This is the beach layout. You'll see it in the store. The store is easy to find. You just go to karamiller.com and you will see it. It's a 2-page layout that lets you have a 4x6 and a 3x4, I believe. Now, someone posted on the scrapbook page that they're struggling with this beach. I will tell you, beach is small. This is a Cricut image. One of the reasons I know that it's not the image is because it's a Cricut image. This is what's different between other files, other projects, and what we're doing today. I am using Cricut images, which means they've been through rigorous testing and they will cut with a machine at the size that we're doing it. I feel better about that. Now, one of the reasons this could give you a hard time are some of the things that we listed before. And Tammy, I'll be interested to hear if any of those apply to you or not. So please message me and let me know. Blue mat, sharp blade, quality cardstock, close to my heart, and go slow on a medium setting. So if it's giving you a hard time, there's only a couple things on that layout, right? Turn off the other things and test just the part that's giving you a hard time. I bet it cut this just fine. And they're all in the same load of the mat, the 2 straight pieces and the beach, because it's by color, remember, for Cricut. So if one particular thing is giving you a hard time, isolate it. So this has print then cut in it, 2 print then cut images, and it has using the pen. There's instructions in the tutorial on how to use the pen. Again, you're going to want a Cricut pen for best results. There are other options where you can try and add an adapter, and I don't recommend that. I don't work for Cricut. I'm not even a product expert anymore. But I will tell you that there are certain products that I think are better, and the pens are one of them. Okay, so there's that. That's page 1. Here's page 2. You also get a template to help you cut your photos to fit these if you want. That's part of that layout. And then the third layout is this one, and this is using the pattern paper from Day at the Beach, and I am recommending that you also get the cardstock pack, the coordinating cardstock, and then you'll have plenty. I did use a lot of the white 12 by 12, and it's because I didn't have enough of the coordinating colors. But if it's too white for you, you can always mix in a different color back here, because your photos are fine. They're double matted, which is going to keep the photos from being confused by the pattern paper back here. So that's available. It is in the store. Go take a peek. It's the Cricut project link for all. There's 3 different links for all 3 of these layouts. It is the tutorial that walks you through what to do. It's a layout to show you how to put them together, and photos. You also have access to me anytime you need. Just drop me a note. I will do my best to help you. If some of those things that I've suggested don't work, let's make it work. Okay? All right, cool. So, I think the thing that I learned this week in my deep dive into why do people get so frustrated with simples? I thought it was going to make their life easier. It's because if you are going to make a scrapbook page by yourself, you're just going to go make the page by yourself. You're not going to use me. You're not going to need me. You're not going to be interested in me. If you have to figure out how to talk Cricut every time you sit down, you don't want to do that either. Well, how do I make it print where it's supposed to print? How do I make it write what it's supposed to write? How do I make it write and not look like it's filling in the blanks? And it's like a double lined, all those things. I make sure these files don't have any of those questions. These files do exactly what you want them to do. No nonsense. Can you imagine how cute this would look if you took your markers and colored it in? This one, right? Super fun. Or you could leave it alone. You don't have to. But Cricut did the writing. Cricut did the drawing. Unique and different. Okay, I think that's it. Phew, sorry I'm late, and sorry that we went late and longer tonight, but I'm super excited about all of these new things that are coming. I do have some free ones of these projects. There's 2 right now. Look at the blog, you'll see them. And have an awesome Monday. Let's hope this week gets cool. I've got lots to share. I can't wait. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.